Okay. And what is your lifelong dream?
I want to be in the FBI, but I know that takes definitely a lot of time, so I want to like work my way up the ladder to hopefully get there at some point.
Okay. Okay. I actually didn't know that. That was a surprise, everyone. I learned that for the first time. All right. Agent Howard. Okay. Okay. What is something interesting about you that parents may not know that? Hello, ODT families. Welcome back to our Meet the Coach series. Today, we are sitting down with Coach Amanda, who has been coaching our level 1 Radiance and level 6 Dream. She's on both sides of the spectrum in terms of the levels that she's been coaching at the gym. And we're super excited to have her. So this is going to be our opportunity to get to know Amanda a little bit better for those of you who don't know her. So Amanda, tell everyone a little bit about when you started cheerleading. Like, how old were you, and what did it look like when you got started?
I was 6 when I started cheerleading, and I had like a neighbor that lived 2 houses down from me, and they owned a gym, and I was just like playing with her like daughter, and we were swimming, and she was like, "You have a lot of core strength, so like come try a tumbling class." And so I went to a tumbling class, and they're like, "Okay, come try a flying class." So I went to a flying class, and they just kept like roping me in, and then I just started cheering, didn't stop.
And so now we're here a few years later. You've been doing it pretty much ever since.
Yeah.
And at some point in time, I was not her neighbor, so the gym that she started at was not ours. At some point in time, you decided to change to Oregon Dream Teams. What brought you to ODT, and where did you start when you came over to Oregon Dream Teams?
I started on, it was a senior 3 called Fierce, and I came because I was at a gym that only had like level 2, and so there was like nowhere for me to go, and I was throwing like level 3 and level 4 skills, so we were like, we need to make a change, and the 45-minute drive was worth it to us to come.
Okay, so yeah, you drove from Battleground, right?
Yeah.
Around Battleground. I don't know Washington as well as I probably should, living in the Pacific Northwest, for your entire cheer career.
Yeah.
And then, so you went from Fierce, and then what did it look like for you after that? Like, what teams were you on from there?
I was on Fierce for a year, then I did Vanity for a year. The year after they went all girl, because they were co-ed before that. And then I was on Divine, which was R5, and Dream. And then I was on Dream and Vanity for like the rest of my cheer career after that.
For a lot of years.
Yes.
For a lot of years. Yeah. You started Dream when that was back when you could be 12 turning 13.
Yes.
So you did
I think it was like
7 years on Dream?
Yeah.
7 years on Dream competing at Worlds, which is kind of crazy. And you didn't get an extra year. We weren't open you did a super senior year though.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after you super seniored for a year, you went to college for a year. And tell us about where you cheered and what that was.
I went to Hawaii Pacific University because the coach that originally was coaching there reached out to me and my best friend Palmer, which cheered on Dream. And we went there and like fell in love with the island, because who wouldn't love the beach? And we were like cheering there, and I had a shoulder injury, so I didn't actually get to like compete on the band shell, but that's when I started like learning to stunt with some of the boys and like tumbling on dead mat, but I actually didn't get to like compete on the band shell.
Okay. And you managed to hurt your shoulder, and you had 4 surgeries on your shoulder to finally get it back to working.
Yes.
Amanda likes to do things over and over again. If you can't tell, she's consistent. And so you moved back home after the year at HPU and pretty much started coaching right away. Did you coach before you left? I can't recall.
I coached classes before we left.
Okay. So you were coaching classes. That's right. I remember now. Coaching classes, went to HPU, came back, and you started coaching teams right away. Yes. And so what made you want to get back to coaching?
I needed a refresh on like cheer. Like I was not enjoying it in Hawaii because I didn't actually get to do it. And I wanted to fall back in love with cheerleading and like watching the kids fall in love with it and the friendships they make and just all the memories you make with cheer. Like that's what I just missed, and like the family that's here.
Okay. And teams were you coaching your first year back?
I coached Lavish and Fame.
Okay. And then that was year one, and then year two was last year?
Radiance and Dream.
Okay. And what's your favorite thing about coaching?
I just love watching the kids like fall in love with cheerleading, especially like the young kids. They just love it, and they like love you as a coach, and the friendships they make. Like Radiance didn't make finals this year, and they were all super sad. But the one thing that they all like were saying was they were sad that it was over and they didn't get to be with each other anymore. And like that's what I love about cheerleading in this gym.
Yeah. What's the hardest thing about coaching?
Probably like coming back after breaks and like some of the kids like not loving it anymore, and they're like, now I'm kind of done. And like especially on the older teams, which I got to experience more this year, is like when the seniors are like done and like it's kind of just dragging on, and they're like, I don't think I'm going to come back, and like we obviously want kids to come back and like continue on. I feel like that's probably the hardest part.
Having been in their shoes, now I don't think you and I ever had a conversation about you not coming back. I don't know that was ever anything in your mind, but having been the athlete and been in those moments where you're kind of burned out and you're like, I don't know if this is really as fun as it used to be. What advice would you give to those athletes who are kind of getting towards the tail end of their career and thinking about taking the break?
You just have to lean on your teammates then, I feel like, and especially with the end of season competitions like Summit and Worlds, like that's where you're really with your team, and that's when it's like fun again, and you're like, oh wait, I missed this. Like at Summit every year I was like, I'm coming back. Like I feel like we had a conversation at Summit one year and I was like, so I'm coming back.
Yes, I can remember that conversation. Okay, and as a coach, what skill-wise do you enjoy coaching the most?
Probably stunting.
Okay.
I like group stunning the best. And I think pyramids are super fun to coach, and I like feel like I can coach it well at like the higher level and the younger level because I know a lot of like drills and like ways to keep the flyer safe and learning it and not putting bases at risk.
Why do you like coaching stunning the most?
I feel like that's where I'm like best at. Like I didn't have like all the crazy tumbling. Like I could tumble, but I wasn't like the best at it, and I feel like I was a better stunter, and I just understand like the mechanics of it more.
Okay. If there was anything you could tell parents to help them help you as a coach, what would you want parents to understand or to know about what they could do to better support you in your role as a coach?
I feel like we say it all the time, but to trust the process, and that like even if something isn't like great for the kids right now, like in their mind, that doesn't mean it's not going to be great for them in the end. Like sometimes it takes a bit to get to like the great part.
Yeah, and so like when you're talking about trust the process, you're not saying blindly follow and just don't ask questions, but you're saying good things take time.
Yeah.
And the skills that we're trying to develop in these athletes are not easy. Whether it's a level 1 skill or a level 6 skill at that level that the athlete's competing, which hopefully they're ready for, it's going to take them time to get there.
Yeah, I feel like both teams last year, like they had to trust the process. Like, when they're learning how to stunt, and like especially at that youth age, they're so young. Like it is learning like completely new things for them. And I feel like we had a great group of parents that supported us the whole time, and we're like, okay, we're gonna trust you guys. Like they asked questions, but they like supported us no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What is your favorite cheer memory as an athlete?
When you competed on the floor with us at Cheer Sport.
I did not expect that. That's your favorite memory.
Yes, because we were backstage and we always did an all stunt, and you were like, we're not doing an all stunt. And it was so funny. And it was just like fun for all of us.
It was not fun for me, everyone. I was 1 week out of COVID quarantine and I was struggling. I was dying backstage. That's why I was like, no, we are not doing an all stunt. I will literally, like, I'm gassing out. I have no more energy. Okay, what's your favorite memory as a coach?
Probably my first summit with Lavish and their hit zero. Like, they had struggled a lot all season with like injuries and just like people being out. And at summit, they like finally got their hit zero, and it was just like so worth it to them. They were all crying and they were just so happy.
Love that. What are you excited about for the 2026-2027 season?
I'm excited to see like what these kids bring and the energy they bring. I feel like level groups have been like fun and like everyone's had a good attitude and like motivated to get better, and I've seen so many new skills out of kids already. Just the push they're already putting in.
Yeah, lots of talent, lots of motivation. Yeah. It's pretty exciting. Awesome. Well, what do you do outside of cheer?
I do like my online schooling and I go to the gym and work out. That's about it. Other than that, I'm here.
Okay. And so what are you going to school for?
Criminal forensics and criminal psychology.
Okay. And what do you want to do with that someday?
I want to do criminal profiling and crime scene investigations. I'm super like double jointed and like bendy. I feel like you don't see that often because I don't go in the air that often or like fly like that.
Okay, fair. I think you have an interesting fact you haven't mentioned. You have a hobby that you like, not really hobby, a sport you're a big fan of that is not cheerleading.
Formula One, yes. I do love Formula One. I watch it all of the time and like I wake up at the early hours of the morning to watch it.
And so tell everyone, like, why did you fall in love with Formula One? Because it is not cheer. Like, you don't hear from cheer, and your family's not like a Formula One family.
No.
So.
It's only me.
So what got you there?
When I hurt my shoulder the first time and had surgery, I needed something just to take my mind away from cheer, because if I just thought about cheer, I was just going to cry all the time, and I did not want to be stuck there. So I was like, what can I get into? And I just started watching Formula One and fell in love with it, and I haven't stopped watching it since.
Yeah, that's crazy. I did not know this either until somewhat recently, and I was shocked. Like, I just didn't expect that was your thing. What's your favorite thing about Formula One?
I like watching the overtakes on tracks, like when it's raining or when it's crazy and there's a whole bunch of cars and it's pretty dangerous. And I'm like, oh, that was risky, but I don't have to do it. So if I have to do it, so it's fine.
That's exciting for you, but. Yeah. Okay. So anything else that you think parents or athletes or people watching should know to better understand you as a coach, or how you do things?
I'm definitely not the coach to yell at the kids or anything like that. So I feel like they just have to understand that I'm not the most loud or most talkative coach, but when I'm saying things, they need to really listen to them and understand that I'm not angry, so you're not going to see that, but I'm going to be stern with you when it's needed to be.
And in your opinion, what is the point of stern, direct coaching? Why do we do that as coaches?
For when kids are goofing off way too much, or not they're putting other kids in dangerous situations, especially with stunting, and younger kids, they can get a little crazy. Older kids can get crazy too, when you're having a great time. And so it's when they're putting others in danger and even themselves. I don't want any kid to get hurt, or when they're tumbling around practice when you're not supposed to be tumbling and you could hit someone, things like that.
Okay, awesome. And let's see, anything else that I can think of that would be an interesting thing for people to learn about you? Yeah. Well, I super appreciate you sitting down, and I hope everyone enjoyed getting to know Amanda just a little bit better. This is the most that she's talked to me in a little while. Amanda's not talkative around staff either. She says what she needs to say, and then that's it. Yeah. Short, sweet, and to the point. But Amanda, thank you. And if you see Amanda in the gym, make sure to say hi. Believe it or not, she's not scary at all. She may not talk a whole bunch, but she is very, very kind soul who just wants to help our athletes get better. So looking forward to a good season. Amanda, thank you. And everyone, we will catch you on our next Coaches Sit Down. Bada boom.